You buy better. Better with Burns. Much better. So much better with Burns. You buy insurance at the right price. You buy better with Burns. You buy better with Burns. When was the last time you considered the benefits of having all your insurance handled in one place? One number to call, a licensed account manager dedicated to your policies, discounts for having your policies with one company. The list goes on. Did you know the Burns Agency has a team dedicated specifically to home, auto, umbrella, flood, life insurance, business insurance, including workers' comp and professional policies? We do it all. Call, email, chat us online today. Experience the products and service our loyal customers receive and appreciate. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932. Better. Better. Much better. So much better with Burns. Right insurance at the right price. You buy better with Burns. You buy better with Burns. You buy better.
Here's a look at your local news headlines on SNSN. On April 12th at about 5:29 p.m., Plainfield Police and the Atwood Hose Fire Department, as well as the American Legion Ambulance, responded to Putnam Road in the area of Fountain Street in Warregan for a two-car motor vehicle crash with injuries. The initial 911 caller reported the crash involved a tractor-trailer unit. When officers arrived, they located a blue Grand Marquis off the roadway and a white KW Construction tractor-trailer blocking both lanes of travel, both with disabling damage. Through investigation, it was determined that the Grand Marquis, operated by 72-year-old Alan LaValle of Plainfield, was traveling in a southbound direction on Putnam Road. LaValle then crossed over the double yellow line into the opposing lane of traffic, striking the tractor-trailer unit that was traveling the other way. After the impact, the Grand Marquis came to a final rest against a telephone pole where LaValle had to be extricated from the vehicle and then transported via Lifestar to Rhode Island Hospital for life-threatening injuries. The operator of the tractor-trailer unit was identified as 26-year-old Chad Daniels of Uncasville, who declined medical treatment. The Connecticut State Police Collision Analysis and Reconstruction Squad, otherwise known as CARS, were requested to the scene to assist. The crash remains under investigation by Plainfield Police. Anyone with information pertaining to this investigation, they're asked to call the Plainfield Police at 860-564-0804. Governor Lamont has announced that his administration has announced a new state program aimed at engaging with K-12 students who have struggled with absenteeism and disengagement during the 2020-2021 school year as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. The initiative, known as the Learner Engagement and Attendance Program, or LEAP for short, will include a partnership between the Connecticut State Department of Education and the 6 state regional education service centers that will target 15 school districts throughout Connecticut. Funds will go to increasing people power who will be deployed to homes to directly engage with families and, of course, students to provide support. Connecticut's regional education service centers will coordinate this work with school district officials, local community organizations, and other state providers, and will be deployed to homes to engage with families and provide support. The initiative will be funded with $10.7 million of Connecticut's federal COVID-19 recovery funding provided through the Governor's Education Emergency Relief Fund. High school baseball scores from yesterday. Not a good day for the Wolverine boys as they lost at home against Lyman Memorial by the score of 17-4. The girls did fare much better against the Lyman Memorial Lady Bulldogs, defeating them by the score of 18-4. And Plainfield also got their first win of the season against St. Bernard's.
The 8:30 a.m. report has been brought to you by the Burns Agency. With offices in Dayville and Norwich, find out why you'll buy better at Burns.
Here's your local weather forecast on SNSN. We can expect periods of rain today. The rain could be heavy at times. Temperatures will reach about 48 degrees and a wind out of the southeast, 7 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation today is 100%. Rain and heavy rain will continue into tonight. Temperatures dropping down to about 38. We could get 1 to 2 inches of rain before it's all said and done. And we could get some more even on Friday, with temperatures on Friday right around 39 degrees.
REO Speedwagon. Pat Benatar. Metallica. Streaming live.
SN.
And good morning. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's 8:34, and here we are in the beautiful Jewett City Savings Bank Studios, part of Jewett City, the entertainment capital of the world. So I think we have him. Kevin, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. We have Kevin Cunningham. The screen is a little bit frozen because it's cold today.
And it's also kind of a choppy sound coming out of this today.
Yeah. I think we got you. At least we can hear you. You're looking quite dapper today, Mr. First Selectman.
Well, thank you. As you are too.
Yeah, I'm damper. Is what I am. How have you been? How are things in the wonderful town of Plainfield?
I've been very good, and the town is doing a lot of things at this time. So as we're getting our budget season ready, that's a handful itself. But we're also trying to progress with other things that are going on. So.
Yeah, matter of fact, speaking about budget season, I have to get in touch with the chairman of your board of finance, Tom.
Tom Sinkowitz, yes.
Yeah, because he reached out to me to come on and talk about it, and every time I get a chance to give him a call or something, I get sidetracked. So, but it'll be good to have Tom on pretty soon. So.
Good.
So big doings in the town, especially last night.
Yes, last night we did have a referendum yesterday from noon to 8, and the referendum was based on the idea that the state of Connecticut had given some COVID funding back to the town of Plainfield for services that we did for the police for extra shifts that they had required to do because of COVID call-outs. And so we got back about $95,000, which was moved into the salary line items. From there, we were able to offset some of the current salary line items monies to then try to purchase a state radio system, which is a huge improvement over what they had. So we're actually signing off on papers on that today and getting that going. So the vote last night was, final numbers were 258 in favor and 16 against.
Very nice. Now, this is all COVID money that's taking care of this, right?
Absolutely. So we didn't really have to take any money. We didn't take any money out of the general fund. So that was great. And a small offset with, there was 3 staff members for the police, that were not hired yet. So there was some anticipated savings because they had been up, and it was budgeted but not paid out yet. So that helps tremendously to help service the town of Plainfield for the residents. Nice, crisp, clear radio system, so they don't have to have some dead spots or crackling noises like you used to have in some of the older equipment.
So basically that means that for all of us that have scanners, we'll be able to hear loud and clear.
Absolutely.
So what how old or how long have they had the current system in place? I mean, how antiquated is it?
I mean, it's not so much that it's antiquated, that it's just that there's other newer items that are out now which are much, much better. So the good thing about this particular program was, in purchase of the system, the idea is that they can easily hook it up into the vehicles and also individually on each officer. And there's some in the dispatch area as well, so they can hear nice and crisp. But this is newer equipment that the state of Connecticut basically maintains off of their towers. So if there's any upgrades to those, the towns don't pay for those. It's actually the state of Connecticut through the state. So
So even for maintenance sake, it's going to be less expensive for the town of Plainfield going forward.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if you can see the comment up on the screen by Mike. He says, "Big win for public safety."
Absolutely. I mean, the way I looked at it, and it's very simple. If you're trying to radio in something to dispatch for support or help or whatever the communication might be, and in the current system, you have some dead spots or it really is breaking up so much that you can't hear them. Well, there's a safety issue right there. You now have that clarity. You don't worry about the communication going back and forth, and it's going to help everybody. It's going to help the backup for the officers, the safety of the residents, the timeliness of getting somebody out to a call for support. So it is definitely a big win.
We also have Jim Barney here in the studio. I don't know if you can see him.
Yes, I can. How you doing?
Good, Kevin, and yourself?
Very good. Very busy.
Good. Yeah, I think everybody's pretty busy these days. I'm glad to hear about your new radio system. I think that's critically important for not only the residents, but your officers too.
Absolutely. It helps everybody out. So I think that's a big plus. And of course, this is in the middle of a pandemic, and that's really what caused a lot of these issues for us to be concerned with. And the bottom line is, if we can purchase items like this without having to go to the general fund, and it's a safety improvement, then everybody wins in this case.
Yeah, we've upgraded the radios for the fire department here in the last year or two, so that was an important thing for us.
Yep.
For the safety of the fire department itself.
Definitely a helper, because now you guys can actually communicate much easier, and there is a lot of clarity on those systems. I actually had a test here in the office with it, and you can tell it's night and day.
Yeah, Mike mentioned you could pick it up on the scanners. Now, can you pick up both sides of the conversation, or is it, I forget what the term is they use when you can only get one side of it?
No, this is both sides.
Uh-huh.
Because a lot of systems, you can't get it on both sides.
Yep.
You only get one side, and the other side is on a different frequency, like a digital scrambled, whatever. But
kind of like what I'm hearing you doing today, because you are still a little choppy. I'm sure I'm coming off over the same way.
Your voice sounds fine. It's the picture that is coming through. Kind of looks like a slideshow.
So you want me to sing then? Is that what you're saying?
I do. I do. And now for Kevin's next number.
I'll do a solo.
Sing solo, no one can hear you.
There you go.
So big win for the town of Plainfield. That's awesome. I know all the towns got some money. Seemed like everybody got different amounts. Did Plainfield get what? Do you feel Plainfield got what they deserved, or do you feel that Plainfield should have received more money?
Well, I think appropriately, each town received 2 payments, and we kind of understand that the America Cares Act was also distributed to the states for education. So there's ESSER monies there. The state also was able to distribute monies for directly to each town for America Cares in relationship to how you are working as a community to help with COVID-19 issues. And the strange thing about the way that they categorized it, there's 4 major categories for those the monies for America Cares. For distribution, we can actually do water, sewer, or broadband communication upgrades. The other areas are for COVID-19 related support for individuals, families, businesses that may have had problems during COVID-19, and we can help and support them in that fashion. It's also for for unemployment, things like that, when people are definitely having difficulties in their life due to COVID-19 and directly related. So the town of Plainfield on that side of it got $1.495 million, and we've already been talking a plan of how we'd be able to work on catching up on things that we need to do on the sewer department. still be able to support. Again, we had a recreation department which lost jobs because of COVID-19, and how we can bring programs like that back in and run. And the other portion of it is something for the nonprofits, and that's also included in one of those line items for nonprofits to help and support. And we're looking at how we'd be able to best serve that.
Now, you talked about communications, like for broadband communications as well. Is that something that the town hall is going to be looking at to upgrade some of their services there as well?
Absolutely, because we do have an issue where right now I would like to be able to kind of follow the guidelines that we've been under for a few months, which is also discussed right now in legislation. The connectivity at the town hall needs to be upgraded. I know I just saw that message come in. That's exactly what we're talking about doing.
Mechanic Street?
Yeah, we're trying to make it so that we can do a hybrid meeting in the town auditorium. And it's not just an easy, well, you plug in wires here and all of a sudden you got access in the town hall. If you understand what a hybrid meeting really requires you to do, is I would have individuals who want to come in for the town meeting, be sitting in the town hall. You'd also have an overhead screen and someone monitoring like a Zoom meeting with who's there in the chat and would like to speak, and be able to then, if they wanted to vote, how do you verify who they are? So there's breakout rooms where you can have people verifying via your license who you are, and then you can get to vote. So there are more to it than just saying, okay, let's bring in broadband and then have meetings. It's a lot more involved.
Got it. The message that Kevin was talking about that just came in is pertaining to Mechanic Street in Moosup, where there's some downed wires, and so staff of Mechanic Street Moosup, Plainfield Police are asking you to please use alternate routes.
Alrighty, let me just do this. Maybe I might be.
What are you gonna do? You gonna do First Selectman stuff all of a sudden?
No. I also had you on Facebook, so I was thinking that might be interfering with what we're doing.
Oh, taking up some bandwidth?
Yep. Sounds a little better.
Yeah, I mean your audio on this side is fine, so it's there. So it's good to hear about the police communication upgrades. Just like Mike had said earlier, it's a big win for public safety. Mikey Mercer goes on and says that your other system was ancient.
Are we talking about ancient as in you or I, or are we talking?
Stop it.
No, more like myself.
How old was or is the current communication system that's in place?
Well, I mean, I don't know the actual answer to how old ours is. We try keeping up to date with Atlantic Broadband, and as best we can.
Yeah.
The inside really is what needs to be rewired with repeaters to help out to strengthen that interaction out in the auditorium. Inside the town hall, problem we're having with Zoom or any streaming type service is that we are finding that the bandwidth is just not strong enough to help out and support multiple rooms in this building. So if I'm on a Zoom meeting here in my office and someone else is trying to join the Zoom meeting from the other offices, they get locked out, totally locked out. So we need to upgrade that.
And when it comes time to people talking about technology being ancient at all, ancient in that world because of the way things evolve so quickly is 3 to 5 years.
Yep.
Because you get something in 5 years, boom, it's almost obsolete because something else is on its heels.
Yep.
Right away.
And that's very true. If you think about it, you buy a computer at home, and your computer at home goes within 2 or 3 years, it's already outdated. And the same thing with software. Software is also, they update software all the time. So I think that to keep up with it is very difficult. It's somewhat costly at times, but it has to be done.
Now, they're also going to be, along with this communication upgrade, Is there also going to be software upgrades that are going to be needed? You know, any kind of maintenance that's going to have to be put into the budget yearly?
See, now, right there, I couldn't hear anything you were saying. So it is a problem.
Okay. Let me try it again. With the new communication systems that the Plainfield Police Department are getting.
I'm sorry, I can't.
You can't hear me at all?
That's a little better.
I haven't done anything. I turned my head to the right.
All righty. How about to the left?
Cough. Anyway. Are there going to be communication upgrade costs that are going to have to be put into the Plainfield budget every year with the new system?
We do have a little bit. I mean, what I did in this year's budget was I broke down the computer line items so that they all went individually into each department. So it does make it easier to understand that if a department needs an upgrade for a new computer, that they should be cycling it through every few years. So there's always that line item in there for computers and software to be upgraded. But there's obviously we need to do a better job inside of our town hall just to get broadband a better service.
What's the amount of money that you're allowing for those improvements every year, Kevin?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first part of that.
What is the amount of money you're budgeting for those improvements each year?
Well, it depends on the improvement. It depends on if it's hardware or software. Usually, though, on average, it's about $250,000 a year for upgrades to hardware and software, or just licensing, because sometimes it's the maintaining and licensing that's cost.
Yeah, licensing is big. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's that or it's some sort of intellectual media. That stuff is. Damn it, we're in the wrong business. Jeez. So, do you need a new senior center, by the way? I can hook you up with. Too soon. Too soon on that one. Kevin, you didn't even say anything about that.
I do apologize. It is just a bad communication today, which is right along with what we're questioning.
So there, and same thing that one of the things that June said in the group, we need to update town hall connectivity.
Absolutely.
That's the way that it is. So what's going on with some other? Can you hear me?
What's going on with what?
What's going on with economic development? If you can give us a brief update in Plainfield.
Well, we're still working with Amazon, getting a date set for the groundbreaking. There are two other companies which are looking to come into town, and we're trying to make sure all the paperwork is correct with them and welcome them in as well.
Can you announce who?
I remember last time you asked me that question, I told you it was a big ice cream company.
Yeah.
You know that answer, Mike. I can't really divulge that yet. But when it does become public, I'll let you know first.
Okay. Let's see. Plainfield needs police more at Town Hall Park. Someone put on Facebook the other day, teenagers were having sex at night on the play area.
Yep. Well, I also follow that up with the police, and I'm not really a big fan anymore of Facebook because, exactly, as you can't believe everything that's being posted on Facebook. Otherwise, aliens would have taken over the planet by now.
Yeah, but I hear they're coming in 2028.
Yeah.
You should hang out for Time Traveler Thursday.
That would be interesting.
Joe will be on.
Yeah, the unfortunate part is, Mike, you and I like coming onto your show and listening and helping to inform the public of what's going on. The problem that I'm having is that I have so many meetings and I'm doing so many different things that it's really difficult. Even Fridays sometimes are difficult because I'm still working here on Fridays because of people needing to have extra time for meetings.
Yeah. Madeline Garner just said it. Don't believe everything people post on Facebook. June says Facebook is the gossip center of the world.
Yeah.
The problem is, and I find this in all cases, no matter what we talk about, Kevin, whether it's you or other of the surrounding towns, is that people put so much faith in Facebook. It cringes me.
And what did we do before Facebook?
We actually talk to one another.
Yeah. You go over to your neighbor and you talk to them. You try to work out any issues you had with any your neighborhood. You try to work together by doing things face to face. But unfortunately, while it could be a great vehicle to share information, like Pantherpalooza.
That's why I put it up there.
Yep, and then all of those are the great positive things you can get out of a social media site. Things that you can do to help each other, and those are the things I like to see. Unfortunately, then you have to sprinkle that in with some other things, and that's social media.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest problem with the social media is, in Facebook in particular, but a couple of the other big companies, is they're only presenting a view that they want to present, and you're not getting any of the counterpoints to those that information that they're allowing to be put out, and that's a real problem.
Absolutely is.
Anything else going on over in where the dog track used to be that that might be exciting news? And for example, I don't know if I asked you this or not, but just Amazon alone, how is that going to affect the mill rate in the town of Plainfield?
Okay, so let's kind of walk through that one. That's a great question. The idea is that when you have a company like Amazon, it obviously is a trickle-down effect because it brings other companies into that area, not just Plainfield, but I'm sure in the area. They want to help and support and be with them, and so we know that the building has to be constructed, the internals have to be in working order, and then we start getting tax revenue out of it. So if you think about it, this isn't going to come into the tax rolls right away. It's going to be more of a 1 to 2 year project. So do we get money? Sure, we're going to get some money coming in from when the building permit comes forward. And then, of course, the thing I like about it is you're getting jobs out of it, helping the region to create jobs that will help sustain families in this area.
And that's right away. That part is right away. That's immediate.
Yep. And then the other thing
is, what number of jobs are you anticipating from the Amazon project, Kevin?
I mean, we don't know the grand total yet, but I would anticipate more like about 500 to 550. And the reason I can come up with that number is because you have 3 waves of 150 or so trucks each wave that are going to go out during the day. So now you have those truck drivers. That's 450 people. You've got the people who are working inside doing the package sorting. You have the truck drivers who are coming in the middle of the night dropping off the packages. You have the office support and staff and management who are there. So I'm going to guess 550 is a fair number.
That's a nice uptick.
Got it.
Very, very much. And think about the other thing I like to think about is the idea that when those employees are going to be coming into our town, they'll also be using a lot of our local services, the banking, gas station, grocery stores, food, getting their lunches and whatever. So that's a great piece of, the what you could call it the trickle down from a company like that, bringing that many people in. It's very supportive. So it's great for our community and the surrounding area.
Very good. All right, Kevin, we're going to let you go. Thank you very much. I know you're a busy guy. This was, thanks for joining us. And then we started talking about 9:30 last night.
Yep. And maybe one time soon we'll come in. I'll come in and visit you over the next couple of weeks. How's that?
That sounds great. We're looking forward to seeing you. You got the donuts this time, though.
Again?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I will handle the donuts this time.
Okay.
All right,
Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right. Thank you very much, Kevin. We'll see you soon.
Bye, Kevin.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. All right, that's Kevin Cunningham. All right, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and end this live. So anybody that's in there that wants to hang out for Joe the Time Traveler, who's coming up in a couple of minutes, that's actually going to be in a totally different stream. For those of you on YouTube, you just have to click over to another one. So we will. So we're going to end that right now. We're still live on SNSN Radio.